grew up watching it as a kid, and I used to memorize routines when I was like in elementary school, and then the next day after watching them I'd go and tell the jokes on the schoolyard, and I loved it, and that was just the main thing that got me started doing it. Then I found open mic right after college and started going there, God, almost 20 years ago, and been doing it ever since. It was scary but really exciting at the same time, because the first time you get that laugh, even if it's just from like 5 or 6 people, you have this high, and it's just like doing it's like a drug. Like you get this really big high the first couple times you do it, and then you want to keep going back and getting that high again. So you keep going back and doing it, and then after a while, just like drugs, you wind up just doing it for the money. I like a lot of classics like Red Fox and oh god, like even Bob Newhart stuff, like old school. These guys were wordsmiths, man. Like they were current, they were witty, they were the whole spectrum. A lot of these guys sang, danced, acted, and did comedy. They were just amazing people. And I like watching the old celebrity roast, the old Dean Martin roast, and all those comedians from that era. And when I was a kid, I grew up watching the classics like Robin Williams and Richard Pryor, and Eddie Murphy. And then I love a lot of the newer ones now. Even some of them that are considered controversial, like Louis C.K. Still love his stuff. I mean, even though he's got a screwed up personal life, a great performer. It's just like a lot of the older school guys. I used to love Mork and Mindy for the physical comedy. I was always a fan of physical comedy, and that's one of the things I like about Richard Pryor and Eddie Murphy too. Those guys and Robin Williams, these guys were all very physical comedians, and they weren't afraid to like take a dive or fall or stumble down some shit and get injured for a joke. And even Jackie Chan, even though he's not a comedian, I still like watching a lot of his movies because of the physicality of it. And I even do a lot of physical comedy in my show when I have enough time to do it. I like to be physical because a lot of people don't do that anymore. It's people just stand and tell jokes and do bits, but a lot of people aren't very physical anymore. I'd like to bring that back. Oh, I love Key and Peele. Those guys they're just them and Chappelle. Who else do I like? Those are really the only two that I can offhand remember. I mean, I like Saturday Night Live too, but they have their ups and downs, their good years and bad years. And sometimes they're a bit more political, and I don't really follow politics that much. But those guys they're once again, they're groundbreaking. They're not afraid to cross your ass for a joke, and then they make fun of themselves too, which I think is awesome. Probably Joe Coy, because he and I are the same age, and we both have kind of the same sensibility. Because on the road, I'm not looking to party. I'm looking for someone that can party for a few minutes and then wants to go like okay, time for a nap. We got to get up early. We don't need to be screwing around with all these 20-year-olds. Honestly, my friends here. Oh God, all my friends here that I've known for a long time, like Carmen Valone and Ken Miller. Duncan J. I've known Duncan for almost 25 years, and there's a guy that hasn't been around this scene, but he's in Los Angeles. Arnie Ellis, very funny guy, great guy. Ian Gutowski. Writing and maybe a little bit of acting, mostly writing. I like writing because one of the things I like to do is when I watch someone perform, if I have a tag for them or an idea for a joke, I'll write it down and give it to them. And I like doing that because I can see kind of the context of what they're doing and gather it. And that's something that on stage we don't always have an awareness about, is how we're perceived. So I try to give some younger comics and even guys my age a little perspective on something like, hey, this is an idea I had for this joke, take it or leave it. But I always like the writing process, sharing that with someone just to help them get a better understanding of what the audience sees. unless I get lucky, not really doing too much more. I mean, I'm trying to do more writing, but the internet side of the business is really difficult for me because I'm not very tech savvy. So I don't have like a website. I mostly get booked through other comics or bookers that I've known for years. And I prefer working in casinos, like out in Las Vegas. I like working in that area, but I don't know, I'm not really like hungry for to move out to LA and live out of my car to try and make it. I don't have that desire anymore. But if I can try and find a gig writing for somebody, that'd be great. Well, on Facebook, I'm under Angelo Comic. On YouTube, you can find my full headlining video. Look up Angelo Comic 2017, no spaces. It'll pull up my headlining video and also links other videos that I have on there. And if you can spell my last name, my regular Facebook is Angelo, Angelo, last name Cianfrocco, Cianfrocco. Don't be afraid to be ridiculous, live your life the way you want to live it. Don't apologize for who you are in life, and don't be afraid of somebody being offended by who you are, because that's the stupidest concept ever. You are who you are, and that's how you're supposed to be, and you got to be proud of who you are, and that make your mark, but let it be your mark you're making, not someone else's. Hey guys, my name's Angelo Cianfrocco. Come and check out my interview on acutiepie.com.